Here's why Arkham Origins is the worst game of the entire Arkham series. Let's go back to 2011. After the release of Arkham City, Rocksteady took twice as long to produce its sequel. So Warner decided to hastily develop a spin-off of the franchise in just 1 year, because he had a contract with DC to publish a Batman title every 2 years. A tough mission to match the success of his predecessor in such a short development time. To save the time, they decided to recycle maps and models from Arkham City. They also recycled most of the gadgets, and the combat system remained almost the same. What changed was the atmosphere. That this time it was Christmas. That's how Arkham Origins came out in October 2013. The first reviews were good, but shortly after the launch of the game, it was inundated by criticism from the press and the public. It also became the game of the Arkham series that sold the least until now, selling almost 10 million copies less than Arkham City. The game was still defined as a good commercial result, but the community wasn't not happy at all. The game was finally bordered by the 2 spin-off, Arkham Origins Mobile and Arkham Origins Blackgate, which was also highly criticized. But what were the real problems of this game? First of all, the gameplay. The main criticism was about the combat system that, compared to Arkham City that revolutionized the excellent Asylum system by perfecting it and adding many features, Arkham Origins remained still doing a copy and paste with the predecessor system. The only addition, also the most criticized one, were the electric gloves. They were satisfying and cool, but you can't have such an overpowered weapon only at the end of the game. It definitely have to be nerfed, and I repeat, it comes too late in the game. The gloves are not the only real addition of the game, too, because the gadgets are the same as Arkham City, except for the remote claw, that's a sort of a more advanced line launcher, and the jammer, a rather useless addition. There were also some very annoying mechanics, especially in the stealth sections, such as the proximity explosive gel, which explodes even on a wall during your all prep time. One good thing were the boss fights, but in my opinion, it's not the game with the best boss fights. I know the fight against Deathstroke cool, Bane and Firefighter are great, but Copperhead 1 was boring and Lady Shiva 1 is a complete disaster in my opinion. A ripoff of the Ra's al Ghul 1. The story. The main problem is predictability and lack of originality. The plot is quite simple. There are 8 assassins, of which only 2 are exploding death, mainly Bane and, if you want, also Deathstroke. The others are completely empty and tell you absolutely nothing. They are hard to kill Batman, the macro plot consists in stopping them. Period. From the first scenes, the revelation of Joker as the real puppeteer behind Black Mask is clearly predictable. This twist, which is a brilliant plot twist, is handled so superficially that it doesn't surprise you at all. What a waste. Being a prequel, Origins has the task of integrating new elements without contradicting what has already been established with Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. Unfortunately, at various points, it fails to do this. There are inconsistencies in the representation of some characters, both in their personalities and in their relationship with Batman. The relationship between Bane and Batman, for example, is very different from what we saw in Arkham Asylum. The excuse that TM1 Rain Bane is so weak in my opinion. Some crucial events, such as the first meeting between Joker and Harley, are contradictory. In Asylum, they tell us that they met at the Asylum. And here, in a totally different dialogue, they explain that they met at Blackgate for the first time. This is a real plot hole. And yeah, this one from Arkham Shadow is a retcon, nothing else. Moreover, the scene of the 2 of them meeting is just thrown in there without any need of lore. There are even continuity problems, like the gadgets, the launch, smoke pallet, the disrupts, the glue grenades, this shit. Where are all these items in Arkham Asylum? And why this dickhead said...
It's perfectly established within the Batman canon that he does not always take the gadgets, the same gadgets, out with him on every mission. It just doesn't happen.
Okay, buddy. Tell me why in this game Batman has the grapple gun upgrade if in Arkham City, Lucius Fox said,
Fox told you it's not yet ready for field deployment. It's still in the prototype stage.
This is a mess! The open world. The map in this game is great. It's the first game with the entire Gotham City to explore in free roaming. Artistically, it is pretty good. I like an atmosphere similar to the Asylum one, but the Christmas one is pretty good. The decoration, the lighting are cool. There's only thing. The level of open world is much lower than Arkham City. There are far fewer explorable and especially interactable buildings than its predecessor. The only macro buildings are the hotel and the final offer. They're quite good, especially the hotel, but think about it. You see in the screen an enormous building with yellow lightings, and that's awesome. When you go in, it's a repetitive succession of identical and big corridors, except for the only good part of this location, the Joker Farmland. The other macro building is the final offer, the Penguin's ship, and that one is okay, just that. You can't compare it, for example, with the museum from Arkham City. The difference is in particular in the level of detail. In the museum there are a bunch of Easter eggs, cool rooms like the torture chamber with that ice lake with a shark that can kill you, pretty good. Or the trophy room with the dinosaur jumpscare. You can compare this to that empty boat. Yeah, there are a few of good location too, like the casino, but the level of iconicity of Arkham City is pretty higher than Arkham Origins. In City, the map is smaller, but it's full of buildings. The museum, the courthouse, the GCPD, Cranko, sewers, with the Killer Croc Easter eggs around, Wonder Tower, oh shit, that was big. Wonder City, the normal steel mill with the Joker's Funland, the real one. With the Ferris wheel, damn, that's immortal, but trust me, this isn't the only problem with the map. When I first bought Arkham Origins, I thought, okay, a prequel with the entire Gotham. No creepy meadows, not a prison city, not a city evacuation, but Gotham. And when I first played, I was disappointed. The city is empty. There's no civilians around, no cars, not a minimal interaction with the map, no trains. It seems like a phantom city, and not the 6 million people city. It's like a place populated only by criminals and supervillains, and that's not like that. In the comics, Gotham is a dark, gothic city populated by normal people and haunted by criminals. My dream was to see a Gotham like the Arkham Knight's Prologue 1. That will be very, very great. I'm making a small digression about the Arkham Origins collectibles, just because they piss me off. Most likely, the creators of the game wanted to improve on their previous game in some way. For example, by removing an element hated by the community. The Riddler trophies. They took away a fundamental element from the Arkham games. And not only that, they replaced it with this. What is this shit? It seems like, I don't know, but it's horrible. In a prequel, I would have preferred a more interesting origin story of the Riddler, for example, with some trophies around the Gotham, obviously, but no. Graphics. I completely agree with those who say that the graphics of this game are superior to its predecessor. There are some clever light effects and it's also very pleasant to look at. Even the cutscenes are spectacular, and even if they are not as epic as those of Arkham City, on a graphic level they are excellent. The problem is the textures. It often happens on any platform, especially on consoles and low performance PCs, that the map does not load the textures, and it's not just a bug. Some textures like the snow are awful and horrible to look at. The game, although visually beautiful, is also poorly optimized. At launch it didn't suck as much as Arkham Knight, but on even average performing PC of the time it gave quite a few problems. The game has not been patched even today. It is not uncommon that while you are doing a mission or during cutscene the game crashes. Unlike Arkham Knight, which has been patched over time, Arkham Origins is still bugged today. The game is full of bugs, just in the glide glitch, enemies not noticing you during a AR challenge, people that fly away for no reason, can collide problems, and many others. Technically speaking, I would even call it a fail. Even though between some annoying bugs and continuous crashing, the desire to return to Arkham City is pretty felt. Secondary missions. Here, I can't say that this is the game with the worst secondary missions, because Arkham Asylum have only the Riddler one. In my opinion, Arkham Knight is the game with the best secondary mission. In second place, Arkham City, and third, Arkham Origins. But why do I prefer the side missions of Arkham City over those of Arkham Origins? Let's talk about the main secondary missions of this game. Anarchy. I appreciate that they wanted to use another character, but what do you have to do in these missions? There's a timer, a bomb, remind you something? Yeah. It's definitely the Deadshot mission from Arkham City. The mission ends with this boss fight, and that's okay. I liked it for the design of the courthouse and for the fact that Anarchy threw bombs in the room. And I was shocked when I discovered that Anarchy was just a little dude. 7 out of 10. The Lady Shiva mission. I fucking hated this mission. It starts with a dumb scene where Batman gets fooled by this stupid baby trick. and gets attacked by Shiva in this terrible cutscene. The mission continues with some cop to rescue and to fight with these ninjas. Oh shit. And I already talked about the final boss, it's terrible, 4 out of 10. Deadshot. Okay, now we talk about something I really liked. I know that the first part of the mission is pretty similar to the city one, but here they introduce a cool feature that there was in Arkham City. The investigation. I think that this is the only thing that I literally loved about this game, and this secondary mission used this feature very well. The final battle gives justice to the Arkham City one, 8 out of 10. The Black Mask one. Okay, this can give justice to one of the most wasted character of the series, and no, you have to destroy drug containers. I'll rip off the main one from Arkham City. 5 out of 10. One mission they did better than City is the Mad Hatter one. Finally, you are in Wonderland. You have to explore it in 2D like in the Scarecrow missions in Asylum, and the design level is pretty good. There's even a lot of mystery and creepy theories in this mission. The city one was more unexpected and a little more interesting, but never mind, 8.5 out of 10. Origins have some interesting missions, but the others are too similar to City. I think that if we compare them, Arkham City is way better. DLC. I won't spend too much time here talking about the Arkham Origins DLC, because it's a fact that the Arkham series with the DLC has never understood a damn thing. In the whole series I could save only Season of Infamy of Arkham Knight and the Red Hood story pack just for the unlockable character. But let's talk about Cold Heart. They hate or love it. I personally had fun playing it. The initial part in the Wayne Manor is interesting since we had never seen Bruce mentioned in first person. I found the style of the city more on the orange really spot on. The fact that the city is slightly more lively thanks to the robberies, various things that happen on the screen, they surprised me a lot. I have to say that I will never do the whole infinite part of the Goth Corp again, because it was so boring, but for the rest, it was okay. The tech editions of the suit and the flaming battle ranks are not best, but it's still beautiful to see. I also confirmed that there are impossible things that added up, and apart from the final battle where nothing I was understood, the part of the generator to be created is really stupid. Like, explain to me where Batman puts all these giant pieces. If you really want to talk about the older DLCs, it's a disaster. The initiation, it's not worth. The Black Mask campaign sucks, and all the useless suits DLCs are not worth at all. And finally, the season pass, the worst $20 you can spend. In conclusion, I don't think Arkham Origins it's a horrible game, even if I criticized every aspect of it. I always thought it was a big step backwards compared to Asylum City, and I haven't talked about Blackgate yet. There will need a separate video. Come on, it's inevitable that the game was made in a hurry, and at a certain point the developers didn't have the slightest idea of what to do. I still disagree with those who consider it a masterpiece and with those who consider it a complete failure. I don't know what you smoked to, but anyway, I hope you had fun in this 10 minutes. If you did, subscribe and leave a like to support me since I have been trying to edit this video for a month. Bye.